Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the CD guy, Johnny Z here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. In some breaking news for your Monday afternoon, Matt Cameron has parted ways with Pearl Jam. So what I want to do today is just share my thoughts on his departure and share a few possible options where the band can go in the future with new drummers. Cameron posted the following statement saying, and I quote, "After 27 fantastic years, I have taken my final steps down the drum riser for the mighty Pearl Jam. Much love and respect to Jeff, Ed, Mike, and Stone for inviting me to the band in 1998. And for giving me the opportunity of a lifetime, one filled with friendships, artistry, challenges, and laughter. I am forever grateful to the crew, staff, and fans the world over. It's been an incredible journey, more to follow. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Peace and love, Matt Cameron." This is a huge loss for Pearl Jam. Matt Cameron, one of the best drummers in the rock world today, and the dude has played for two of the big four of grunge, right? Also working with Soundgarden, and he has great range, great backing vocals, and he really added a lot to the band. And I thought he was an absolute beast on Dark Matter, their last album. So he really stole that album for me with his playing, and not really sure where the band goes next after Matt Cameron was in the band for 27 years, but I have a few ideas, so here's 5 possible replacement drummers Pearl Jam could go with to follow up the Matt Cameron era. Number 1, Josh Freese. Similar to Matt Cameron, he has great range. He's worked with the likes of, the Vandals, A Perfect Circle, Nine Inch Nails, Guns N' Roses, and more, and was recently let go by the Foo Fighters earlier this year, what was kind of a shocking move, and he's proven to be really versatile behind the kit and a true pro, and he came into a very delicate situation after Taylor Hawkins' passing, and did a great job with the Foos, in my opinion, so if I'm Pearl Jam, he's at the top of my call list. Number 2, Jack Irons, founding member of the Red Hot Chili Peppers and former member of Pearl Jam before Matt Cameron. He drummed on No Code and Yield. Thought he did a great job on these records, and I love his style. Thought he was a great fit for the band at the time. Loved his simplistic feel, which if you followed the evolution of the Pearl Jam catalog, that's evolution, baby. Back past to the Dave Abruzzi era. He was a great transition away from Dave's constant drum fills. His busy sound, and so Jack just recently posted on social media reminiscing about his time with the band. Perhaps he knows something that we don't, but not really sure if he'd be willing to take on a band that tours as often as Pearl Jam, given that that's what drove him away from the band in the first place. How about Stephen Perkins of Jane's Addiction, one of the most versatile drummers in alternative rock with a really dynamic playing style, and he played with tons of bands over the years, and with Jane's Addiction now seemingly done, he has some more time freed up, and he could possibly bring a more tribalistic sound in his playing, which I can see the band being able to work with, especially Eddie, and not to mention the dude has been in 2 bands with Perry Farrell, so he's like the most patient man in rock. This one's a shot in the dark, but next I'm going to go with Glenn Sobel, the current touring drummer for Alice Cooper, and Alice has always surrounded himself with a great band, but you really have to see Glenn live to see how good he is behind the kit. The best drummer Alice has had since Neil Smith, in my opinion, and he plays with such precision and with a real dynamic style, and he's also proven to be super versatile over the years, working with the Hollywood Vampires and Motley Crue, as well as some others, and I always bring up his name in these conversations whenever bands are looking for drummers, because, I think he's a great fit and deserves the opportunity to play larger venues. This one is another long shot here, but, why not mention him? Next up here at number 5, former drummer for Screaming Trees, Skin Yard, Walking Papers, and more. How about Barrett Martin? He's also done session work for numerous bands as well, and again, back to that versatility and range I've been talking about that could make him a real asset to the band, and not just that, but he has chemistry already with Mike McCready, already working with him in Mad Season and Levy Walkers. So that wraps up this video here, taking a look at 5 possible replacements for Matt Cameron in Pearl Jam. Some shocking news today at his departure from the group. I really was not expecting that, but after 27 years, it was a great run, very talented drummer, and so if he retires, if he joins another band, does something next, does some solo stuff, I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to it, so stay tuned for that, and an eventual announcement from the band on who their new drummer is going to be. I'll be covering it here on the channel, whether it be a full-length video or a short, so definitely want to stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below, turn on the bell for notifications so you don't miss a new upload, and let me know down in the comment section below, who do you think would be a good fit for Pearl Jam behind the kit? I want to hear from you, and until next time, it's the CD guy, Johnny Z, signing off. Take care, everybody.